Morning, guys. Tim Flagg here, and it is early on a Tuesday morning in Las Vegas. I'm actually on my way to the bus stop on my way to work, and this video is going to be my review of Captain America: Civil War. It is a spoiler review, so if you have not seen the movie, please do not watch this video unless you are not concerned about spoilers, because I will be spoiling the movie. I'm going to give my personal feelings on the movie, how I think the movie did, and so let's go. Now, overall, I love the movie. I think it was amazing. I think this movie accomplished something no other comic book movie has been able to accomplish, that has such a huge cast, even over the two Avengers movies. Now, obviously, we have the plot of the movie. Due to the events leading up to this movie, specifically starting with the first Avengers, then leading into the Winter Soldier, and of course, Age of Ultron. We have an incident in this movie which is kind of like the straw that breaks the camel's back. Captain America, Falcon, Scarlet Witch, and Black Widow are all in Lagos. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. And they're basically after Crossbones. And he's stealing a biological weapon. And after Captain America subdues Crossbones, Crossbones starts talking to him about Bucky. So Cap gets kind of distracted, doesn't notice that Crossbones has a bomb, which Crossbones detonates the bomb. However, Scarlet Witch is there. She uses her powers to contain the explosion, and she lifts him up close to a building. Something happens. She can't contain it. So I believe 11 people, or possibly more people, are killed. However, I believe 11 people from Wakanda are killed in the explosion. So, also, we have Tony Stark speaking at MIT. It's a really awesome scene where he's using some kind of technology to talk about memories. You actually see a younger version of Tony Stark. It's awesome. I can't even describe it. It looks like, younger version of Robert Downey Jr. And he's speaking with his parents, or his mom specifically. You can tell he's not happy with his dad. And basically, he says when he's about to leave, the parents are about to leave, he says that to his dad that he knows he did his best as far as raising him is concerned. But we find out that's not what he really said. That was just wishful thinking. Obviously, that was the last time he saw his parents alive. And something else we find out in the scene is that Tony and Pepper are on a break. They've broken up. They're no longer together. And so Tony's broken up about that. After Tony is done with his speech, there's a mother portrayed by Alfre Woodard, great actress, whose son was killed in Sokovia. And speaking of Tony, she's not very happy. She basically says that he murdered her son in Sokovia. So, these two scenes are the groundwork. Wow, it's a loud truck. Are the groundwork for the emotional impact of what's going to be happening with the Sokovia Accords. Now, obviously, we know that not everybody is split, not everybody is united in their decisions of whether or not to sign. However, the movie is much deeper than that. While the Sokovia Accords, they are a big part in the movie, the actual conflict, the huge fight we see at the airport, the opposing sides that, basically makes these people who are all a family, being the Avengers, come to blows. It's not necessarily about the Sokovia Accords. Cap isn't just one to disobey the government. I mean, he wasn't going to sign the Sokovia Accords, especially not after Peggy Carter dies, and at Peggy Carter's funeral, her niece, Sharon Carter, which is the first time the audience, or not necessarily the audience, but Steve and the rest of the Avengers find out that she is Peggy's niece. But she gives a speech, and the words she says are actually taken from the Civil War comic, but it's basically about, you have to stand your ground. You can't let anyone tell you to go against your beliefs. Now, the huge thing in this is, obviously, Bucky is back, and he's framed for killing, for blowing up. It's in Vienna, I believe. They're in a building. They're about to sign the Sokovia Accords. They're about to actually ratify it. And there's an explosion. And Black Panther, or T'Challa, who is the Black Panther, his father is killed in this explosion. Now, Bucky is framed for it. So Cap, at this point, while he doesn't want to believe that it's Bucky, he knows he has to bring Bucky in because Bucky is dangerous. Not so much in, but we know Bucky's not evil. He's brainwashed, and obviously he's framed. But Cap, with the information he has, says he wants to be the one to bring in Bucky because he's least likely to die doing it, which really is Cap's side. Eventually, we find out that Zemo is behind it all. He framed Bucky, and that's where Cap is, and there's a bigger threat. So Cap basically is fighting for the greater good. Even though he's being a criminal, obviously he has his supporters. I'm still Team Iron Man, and the movie solidifies it when you find out that Bucky killed Tony's parents. Tony had to actually watch the footage of Bucky killing his parents, and it's brutal. It's very brutal. Now, I'll get into my thoughts as far as Bucky as a whole is concerned and how much he should be held accountable in a different video. But the thing I want to talk about, the things that just made this movie above and beyond any other comic book movie for me, is the action sequences and the characters of Black Panther and Spider-Man. I know you've heard it a lot. If you haven't seen the movie and you're still watching this video, believe me, those two characters are introduced perfectly. Spider-Man is in the movie a lot more than you may think he's in the movie. I mean, he's not stealing the thunder, or he's not taking focus off the general issue, but it is amazing. I can't even describe how I felt. I've seen the movie 3 times. I can't even describe how I felt watching Spider-Man on screen. It's almost like I'm seeing him for the first time. It's such a different take than we've seen in the 5 Sony movies. I love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, but this is by far the most fun I've seen watching this character. So the movie is great. I think the villain's motivations, his family was killed in Sokovia, was great. I mean, a lot of people complain about him, but I actually think they did a great job with the villain. A+ movie for me. Not a perfect movie, but only flaws I can find are nitpicky, and that does not take away from the amazing movie that is Captain America Civil War. Go see it, guys. 10th Plague out. Please like, subscribe, and support the channel, and I will see you guys later.